South Carolina is ready to respond no matter what the storm brings our way. That was the word coming from Governor McMaster tonight. Several towns in the state saw a dangerous storm surge this morning. This is video from Pawleys Island. You can see severe flooding on the roadways there. State leaders say it's best to hunker down wherever you are until the all clear is given.
If you don't need to go outside in the wind right now, stay inside. If you don't need to drive anywhere, don't drive. Be careful and be smart. So far, fortunately, no deaths have been reported to us as a result of the storm. But there are still life-threatening conditions, and we need to continue to be very careful.
And as you heard the governor just say, there are no reports of deaths or injuries. He hopes it stays that way. We did send a crew to Charleston to find out how the city is doing now that Ian has moved on shore. WSCV's Brett Buffington is joining us live from Charleston County with a look at what he is seeing at this hour.
Well, Tina, let's start with the good news, and that is this afternoon, the flash flood warning that was in effect for Charleston and Charleston County is over. The rain here is starting to move away, and the water here is starting to recede. This street earlier this afternoon was completely flooded. It's still got a lot of water on it, but look at that white car back there. That is one of the vehicles here in Charleston that was stuck in the water when it rose so quickly this afternoon. Listen, some parts of Charleston got as much as 8 inches of rain today. That's what triggered that flash flood warning. And the wind here, the wind was intense. At Fort Sumter in the port of Charleston, they recorded a wind gust up to 85 miles an hour. Listen, some of the roofs here got ripped off. There's certainly damage to some of the awnings in the popular tourist parts of downtown Charleston here. They are already in the process of cleaning up this city tonight as the water starts to go down. There are still some streets just like this one that we are standing on that are still impassable, but as that water starts to drain, of course, those streets will open back up. The wind got so intense here that even the police department here in Charleston put out that they were hunkering down. The emergency services, they stopped responding to calls during the worst part of this storm this afternoon, and the fire department had to go out on high water rescue vehicles to make sure that people weren't stranded when this water came up so quickly. Tina?
Well, Brett, we're wondering about the power situation. Do people there still have electricity?
Well, you know, in some parts of downtown, the power is out. There are flashing traffic lights as they work to get the power back on. And in some parts, the power simply didn't go out. But there are dark parts here in Charleston tonight, and there are power crews in the city working to get the lights back on. Tina?